Welcome everyone, welcome. I did promise we'd start in a few minutes. Hope you're all feeling a little bit more relaxed, sitting and listening to the music for a few minutes. Today we wanted to talk about, well, it was my suggestion, but Gulshan agrees. We wanted to talk about mental health. Apparently there's a bit of a shortage of psychologists at the moment. So according to the Washington Post, a couple of the American psychologists are reporting that, with all the issues we're having lately, obviously there was the pandemic still going on in some places, and all the various invasions and wars and the terrible state of affairs, everyone's mental health is really feeling the struggle. And some of the reports, one of the reports, the researcher was mentioning that they did a survey and 32% of the American population she's talking about have mental health issues, in that it's stress related, not necessarily institutionalising of mental health, but even there's a small percentage of that percentage that are ready to be institutionalised and are unable to find that help either. So what the suggestion is that we start our own self-help for our psychological pressures. And I just wanted to share with you some of the mental health exercises. So there were 4 in particular, which do lead us on to how we can go further with that, with our Sahaja Yoga meditation, and Gulshan will show us how that links up in a sec, but I'll just share with you some of those exercises, which are quite good actually, and it takes us a little bit of the way towards how we manage these issues in Sahaja Yoga terms, but obviously not quite that far. I made a few notes for you. One of the emotional workouts is making friends with your inner critic. So obviously we, and it's to do with, which Gulshan will mention in a minute, our left side or our emotional side, we are constantly talking to ourselves and say, oh, why did you do that? Or, oh, that's terrible what you've done. And we're criticising ourselves all the time in a negative way, and that makes us feel unhappy, to say the least. So it's making friends with that critic, because a lot of the time, instead of actually listening and addressing what our inner critic is saying or doing something about it, we try and obliterate it. So we'll have a drink, have a drug, Netflix, social media, anything not to listen. So it's actually listening and making friends with that inner critic. So that's one of the exercises. Another one of them is grounding, which I like the sound of that. It sounds very much what we like to do in Sahaja Yoga. I mean, she literally talks about you've got your feet on the floor, and just look at your feet and just try and assess which foot is feeling hot, which foot's feeling cold, which one's looking big, which one's looking ugly. No, that's my self-critic.
And you're going to stop doing that.
And I'm not going to do it anymore. And that's a grounding thing, and it maybe it just makes you feel better for the moment. Another one of them, which I like the sound of, is a self-reflection push-up. I like the sound of that in that we like to push up our attention to a higher level in Sahaja Yoga. So a self-reflection push-up, that appeals to me. And it's to do with, there's 3 J's. And one of them is, so if there's something that's, hit you and made you reel and react, someone's done something to you and you just think, what did they do that for? So instead of reacting and maybe criticising what's been done to you, maybe join with that person and try to empathise how you've done that. So you're putting your feet in the other person's shoes, basically, and trying to see trying to see why they're doing, instead of just going with their reaction, which is very Sahaj as well. One of the other J's is, so there was judge, join, and I forget what the other J was. Jealous, yeah, because that one just didn't make sense to me, but I think it's in the case of where you're seeing someone doing something, so it's not a reaction, it's where you're jealous of someone, so you've got to identify what you're feeling. And judging, obviously, judging the person, so you're trying to see what it is. So that's your self-reflection push-up. And the other one, the 4th one, is replace the why is this happening to me? So if I guess that's still the self-critic saying, why does this always happen to me, and why are they doing this to me, and finding causes for the why. You go a bit closer to it and say, what is happening? So replacing the why with what is happening, and you're going close to it instead of going away from it and trying to find the blame elsewhere. You're coming close, you're coming to your centre point and saying, okay, what is happening? And I like the way she takes you to identify what you're feeling and even take it further where you're feeling it. So that kind of, I think it takes us in the direction of our yoga we're going to do in a minute. I think that was all I wanted to mention to you.
There's a lot of, clearly a lot of interest in the community with mental health and self-help. And it's very interesting that there's a lot of information coming through, and that's a lot of very interesting words, but how we could use those words into action is where Sahaja Yoga comes in, to help us process that in a very simple, easy way. So those interesting points that Lynn brought up, for instance, you could use them in a very, very practical, simple way of being in the present. And that's one of the things that Sahaja Yoga takes us into, is to show us and teach us and enable us how we can be in the present, and to not overanalyze our problems, because the more you think about it, the bigger it gets. And before you know, you've created a mountain, then it's too hard to climb over it, and you can't see anything past that mountain. And also to try and count our blessings, what we have that's actually is good, and how we can enhance that. So I find those practical points, even though they're very simple and easy, we could use them in our day-to-day life and help us with that anxiety that builds up within us, and the problems that we sometimes worry a lot about and stress about. And sometimes you just have to step away a little bit. If you can't manage it, step away and say, okay.
And look at yourself and see how you can rectify that. So it's not to obliterate it and not look at it, not to take yourself away, because it's going to keep coming back. And they used another term, which is the trampoline of worries. Another thing they suggested was having a worry date. So decide, right, on this day, at this time, I'm going to worry.
Okay. And then not to worry after that time.
Yeah. Which I like that idea, but instead of a worry date, we'll call it a foot soak. Have a foot soak, and it's your date with having a look at all your worries and dissolving them. So
this is where Sahaja Yoga comes in. It is very easy and it is very simple, but it is also so special that anyone can do it. And all you need is a connection with that special energy that is within us, that is waiting to enable us with all these qualities that would help us to work our way through these problems that we have in our lives, in our families, in our society at the moment. And it is only through Sahaja Yoga that this mothering energy, the Kundalini, that resides in the triangular bone can be awakened, and then she empowers us to manage these issues within ourselves. So the issues don't go away, but we learn how to deal with them a little better as we work our way through.
Well, and the other interesting thing, Gulshan, is that all that, the worrying habit, it all is, if you're worrying about things that happened in the past, and actually worrying, that's the left side of our nature. So you can kind of categorize everything that's going on in the brain. And you mentioned the Kundalini. The Kundalini resides in all of us. And this is the unique thing we've got, that we can actually awaken that Kundalini and resolve all of those worry habits. I mean, you'll take us through that realization, which is awakening that energy in each of our chakras, and talk about where those, the habit of feeling guilty, for instance, it resides here. And simply by saying I'm not guilty, once you awaken that energy, you can supersede all of those worry habits, so you can get off the trampoline.
Yeah. So we'll just briefly talk a little bit about, if people can see the chart behind us.
I'll do the pointing.
Okay, so this is going to be very, very brief, just to give you a little idea about, that's the chart,
this one here,
of our evolution within us. And we have a left side, which is the side of emotions and feelings within us. When that goes out of balance or it's overused, that's when we get too depressive. And on the right side is the yellow line, which Lynn's just pointing out to now, and that is the line of action within us. So those are the two aspects of a personality. When they're overused, that's when we completely go out of balance. We either worry too much about the past or the future. So how to come into the present, one of the topics that we highlighted earlier, to come into the present, the mothering energy, the Kundalini in the triangular bone, as she comes up, she brings us into balance by taking charge of her personality. So you're not too much in the left or in the right, but in the center, in the balance. And as she comes up, she comes to each of those centers placed, which are the milestones of her evolution. So those centers are chakras within us. Each one has a specific special quality. So she energizes those weaknesses in those chakras within us. And if there's a problem, you feel it on your fingertips, which you may notice are color-coded with the chakras on our subtle systems. So the chakras within us reflect on our fingertips as well. And if there's an issue with either of the chakras, the Kundalini will highlight that communication for us to feel what's a weakness within me and what needs to be worked on. And one of the other important things that happens is, as the Kundalini comes up, the two big balloons on our head, the yellow and the blue one, the ego and the superego, it's to do with the past and the future. And they get sucked in as the Kundalini rises. So you're not always worrying about the past, you're not always worrying about the future. And that is where it enables us to be in the present as we connect with the top chakra on our head. This is what Sahaja Yoga's gift is to mankind through Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, the lady in the picture. She gave this gift to people so that we could be in charge of our personalities, be in charge of our worries, learn how to be able to deal with issues in our lives a little bit better each day. So we're about to get our connection. Once we get a connection, it becomes a lot easier. So we go through the realization process now, which is no more than 10 minutes, to get connected to this special mothering energy within us. I request everyone to take your shoes off, please.
And we'll get the camera on us so we can show you the hand movements that Gulshan's directing you
So we will just be
Here we are.
placing our hands, our right hand, which is the hand of action, on the left side of our body. And you're welcome to close your eyes because it helps to bring the attention inside. So again, I hope the shoes are off and you're seated very comfortably wherever you are. And if you close your eyes, you can keep your eyes open. In that case, just watch Shri Mataji's photo because the forehead
See this
is very
photo,
calm
everyone.
and relaxing, so it takes our thoughts away. The idea is not to think while we're going through this.
So I'm going to leave my eyes open because I can see the photograph in front of me. And Gulshan, if you've got your eyes shut,
I'll close my eyes.
I'll keep an eye on everyone.
Okay. Right. So again, hands in our lap, palms open, facing up. And we are going to take our right hand, place it on the left side of our body. So all the movements will be on the left side, starting with the heart. And here we're going to ask our mothering energy, Mother Kundalini, a couple of questions initially. So first inquiry is, Mother Kundalini, who am I? And what is my purpose on this earth? Now we take a hand just under the heart area on the left-hand side. And here we ask a question about our self-mastery. Are we in charge? Am I my own master? Or am I always relying on people for their views about me? So the idea is to become your own master, so you don't have to rely on other people's ideas or seek confirmation from them. You manage yourself confidently by yourself. So we bring our hand now to where the leg meets the body. And this is the area of pure knowledge and pure desire within us. So you just place your hand in the area where the leg and the body meet. And here we are going to ask Mothering Energy, Mother Kundalini, to please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. And you do need to express your earnest desire to achieve that connection and that knowledge. So please ask a couple of times, Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Bringing a hand up and just place it under the heart area. And this is where we were wondering about our self-mastery. So it's time to affirm a few times, Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own teacher and I am my own master. We can also address our queries to Shri Mataji, our questions or our affirmations to Shri Mataji, because it is through her that we are able to access this special connection and so effortlessly. So you can ask Shri Mataji, address it to Shri Mataji or Mother Kundalini. So Shri Mataji, please give me my own self-mastery. Please make me my own master. And by your grace, I am my own master. I am my own teacher. And now we bring a hand back up to the heart area. And this is where we had started our journey about inquiring our purpose on this earth. And now we affirm a few times, Shri Mataji, by your grace, I am the spirit. I am not this body, my mind, my worries, my thoughts, my petty qualities that unsettle me, but I am the spirit. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the Spirit. And the Spirit has this beautiful quality of quiet joy. It's not extremes of happiness or unhappiness, but it's just the quiet joy within us. It's just a few times. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the Spirit. Shri Mataji, by your grace, I am the Spirit. I am the Spirit. And for the next one, we are going to take a hand and place it on the left-hand side of your neck. And as you do that, just move your head towards your right shoulder. And this is the area of guilt within us. So one of those pointers that Lynn had used about being kind to ourselves, well, we can begin this by not indulging in guilt. So we're not going to feel guilty regardless of whether you've done anything or not, whether you've done anything to even cause the guilt or not. We're just going to let go of that feeling of guilt within us. It's a few times. Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. And now we place our hand, right hand, on our forehead. And as you do that, just tip your head into your hand a little bit. So we almost cradle your head into your hand. You can apply a little bit of pressure with your fingertips in the palm of your hand. And here, we forgive everyone in general. So please don't think of any one particular person or a circumstance or a situation, but generally we forgive everyone. Because as soon as you forgive, you step out of that circle of worries that engulf us. So if you step away from that, then you're releasing yourself from that chains of worry that hold on to us. So we say a few times, I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone. Shri Mataji, I forgive everyone. Mother Kundalini, I forgive everyone. And now we place a hand at the back of our head. And as you do that, just tip your head up towards the sky. And here we forgive ourselves and we forgive our past. Mother Kundalini, please forgive me for my mistakes. Please forgive me for my past. And I forgive myself. And now we take a hand and place the palm of your hand on the top of your head, which is a soft part on our head. Usually the babies have that pulsates. That is the fontanelle area on our head where the fountain of the Kundalini flows out from. So good connection with the palm of your hand. And as you do that, just lower your head forward. With good pressure, we are going to rotate our scalp in a clockwise direction. And the movement is starting from our left. Take your hand towards your left, move it forward to your right, taking it back. So that's the circular motion, left, forward, right, and back. And as we do that, let's ask a few times, because Sahaja Yoga and Shri Mataji do respect our freedom. So in our freedom, please ask with all your heart, Mother Kundalini and Shri Mataji, please give me my self-realization. Shri Mataji, please give me my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please rise, please rise, please rise. And let me feel your presence on top of my head. Please give me my self-realization. Please give me my self-realization. And those of us who are joining on YouTube and may have done this process earlier, you can ask for strengthening of my self-realization. A little bit of pressure on your head with your hand. Keeping your eyes still closed. If you have them closed, you can bring your hand back onto your lap and just take your attention back to the top of your head where we had a hand on that part. And just observe how you feel within yourself, on your hands and on top of your head.
Would you like me to play a little music, Kushan?
Will we do that for the second minute?
Okay, for sure.
Sorry. So for most of us, you may notice your breathing slows down a little bit and your thoughts subside. And that's a really good proof that the Kundalini has risen. And as she rises, she sucks away our thoughts. And you can feel that you are aware of your surroundings, but you're not thinking. And that is mental silence. So in this issues that we have of mental problems, here is a really effortless way to achieve mental silence, where you're in a really safe place. You're not bombarded by your worries, your issues, your angst, but you're in a really, really safe place. That's your safe house, silence within yourself. And that's really easy to achieve. And we'll go through the meditation again, and Lynn's got some really lovely music lined up for a second meditation, and we'll feel that experience a little bit stronger.
And I did feel I had my eyes open for the whole of the realization, but once my Kundalini went past the Agya chakra, I really had to close my eyes. So you'll feel more comfortable with your eyes closed once you've gone into the Sahasrara. So that was an interesting exercise.
Yeah.
So,
good to know. You can.
Yeah. So try that in our next meditation. So now that I'm feeling thoughtless, I forget what I was going to do.
Well, would you? Shall we hear from Shri Mataji? She's given talks all around the world, and often they answer a lot of questions. And you've got a lovely talk lined up.
I've got one. In fact, Shri Mataji's talking about mental health. Yeah, okay, I planned it.
So when you listen, and we'll just while Lynn's getting that organized, just have your hands in your lap. And just watch, even if you can't understand, just watch, because you will still receive the vibrations. Our Kundalini responds very strongly with Shri Mataji's Kundalini.
Won't be long, folks. Getting there. Taking my time, getting the right video up for you. Just put this on full screen. Here we go. The quality of the video does look a little dull, but it's such a good video. I'm going to play it anyway.
And to keep good health in Sahaja Yoga, there are 1001 things which you have to know, which is very easy to understand and which will be told to you for no price at all, nothing. It is the divine that is anxious, that you should get it, that you should settle down, that you should enjoy it. So you don't have to be so anxious about it. These anxieties must be given up. Just try to understand your centers. Now many of you did feel the cool breeze, but maybe after some time you may lose it, doesn't matter. You'll go up and down like that, doesn't matter. It does not mean that you have lost it, not at all. Now supposing you try a method, a simple method, that you first put your left hand towards my photograph. Just now you can try. And right hand on the Mother Earth. Let's see. Right hand on the Mother Earth. That's why I wanted to have it in the open, but doesn't matter now. If rain is good for you, for the farmers, let's have it. So now put your left hand like this, and right hand, those who are not sitting can put up like that. Like this. Back. Yes. right hand like this, right, not left, right hand. Fine.
On the ground. No, backwards.
Backwards, yes, right hand. Now what we are doing, the left hand side power is the emotional power. Now if you have an emotional problem, say somebody has been taking drugs, is a left-sided person. Some drugs are LSD and all that right-sided, but most of the drugs take you to the left side. Gurus are left-sided problems. Most of these problems or mental problems are left-sided problems. But the problem of the intellectuals is right-sided. Futuristic people is right-sided. People who are running the rat race are right-sided. See, that kind of overactivity, that kind of thing. On the contrary, those who have taken to drugs are left-sided. So first try with the left. Let's see. Now put your right hand on the mother earth. Put your right hand on the mother earth. Now put your left hand towards me. Gradually you will find it will start flowing in your left hand. Is it flowing? Put your right hand on the mother earth. Because the mother earth takes away. You see, you are just earthing it. Put it on it. Touch it, huh? Touch it. You see, you are earthing yourself. It's a very simple thing. Now, left-sided problems easily go to Mother Earth. It's true, but the best is to have a light. Now, say if you have a candle. Candle is the best. For left-sided problems, candle is the best thing to take it. Because left-sided problem, we can say, are cold problems, or problems which arise from coldness. See, a person who becomes inactive. Now see, you just put your left hand towards me like this, and right hand towards a candle. You'll be amazed, sometimes the candle starts burning up like that, and sometimes it creates such black smoke that if it is next to a wall, you might find the whole wall becoming black. It's very interesting to see how the candle reacts. But you must have a photograph in front, and there should be a candle before the photograph and one candle like this to take it out. Right. Now see better? All right. You'll feel it's going down. You'll feel from your head, you'll feel, you see the pressure is going down. Better now? Like this. Put the hand like that. Like at back side. Not towards me like that. Yes. Yes. Now. No, put left hand. If you are sitting on the ground, it's better to put towards me. Left hand. It's coming. It's going. It's working. It's like the energy, you see, that is coming through the photograph is pushing it down towards the light, and the light burns it off. Light gets awakened by you. It's surprising, but it does. It's better now, see? So we work out. You will feel it. You will feel yourself. There is nothing to certify. You will feel yourself. Put your left hand towards me. Left hand towards me like this. Yes. You all will feel it yourself. Now people who are being to gurus, who have sort of schizophrenic attitude, who are moody people, frightened, fits they get, all sorts of these, to extreme to the least, you see, who are emotional, some women who cry too much, hysterics, all those things can be controlled by this simple method of putting left hand towards the photograph and right hand towards a candle. See, it's working out. You will feel the movement. In your head you will feel it. Feeling it now. No?
So stop there.
Now, with the right hand now. Those who are running the rat race. You see, big people think they must earn money, or they are running in the politics and all that kind of another madness they have. You see, that's also a kind of a madness, you see. So, for such people who are having a high blood pressure because of that. They will have diabetes, they will have liver troubles. Now even for any organ, see, any organ you take, say heart, in Sahaja Yoga we have for every organ two types of nature. One is the one that is lethargic and another that is overactive. So supposing you are an overactive person, then if you are an overactive person, you are studying very hard or thinking about the future, planning something, then you have a heart which is overactive. Or you have an intestine which is overactive, your liver is overactive, the whole system is overactive, you will have high blood pressures and all the problems of high blood pressure, constipation, all these things go hand in hand in one personality. The another personality could be a lethargic. A person who has a lethargic heart may have to get a bypass or something like that because the heart doesn't pump. You may have a lethargic intestine, such a person might, whatever he eats, he just goes to the bathroom sort of a thing. Or maybe a lethargic liver, when you have a lethargic liver then you might get allergies. Allergies are caused by lethargic liver. But if you are an overactive person, if you are overactive, then the same liver which was giving you these allergies will give you a nausea, a feeling of sickness, migraine and vomiting and BSS. So there are two types of livers also. We have two types of kidneys, two types of everything is two types. So if you are a lethargic person, if you have lethargic problem, then what you have to do is to use the light. For all the lethargic troubles, best is the light, to use the light for lethargic troubles. This is left side. And for the right-sidedness, you can use the Mother Earth. Mother Earth is the best, or water and salt. So water and salt is very good for people who are suffering from overactivity. Now how do you do it? It's good for both, but especially for them. Like you have to put both the hands first towards the photograph, put both the feet in the water with little salt. Now if you are feeling the vibrations coming in both the hands equally the same, it's alright. You don't have to worry. But supposing one hand is more and one hand is less. The hand that is less has to go before the photograph, always. The hand that is less has to go towards the photograph and another one has to go out. And you will be amazed the movement of the thing you will feel within yourself. These balloons will be moving like that. And you can feel it, that something moving in your head, you are getting relaxed. And gradually you will become a master. You will know how to handle this body. Absolutely will become a master. And when you become master, people have become masters in 8 days. In 8 days. Once you become a master, then you can handle other bodies also and help other people. It's as simple as that.
That was interesting. So I hope you enjoyed that talk about the different aspects of our nature. So it's taking the psychological stresses we have and just dissolving them into what's happening in myself. So what I'm feeling, where I'm feeling it. So that's how we can link that in. So what I'm feeling and where I'm feeling it, let's take that even further and do that balancing that Shri Mataji was telling us about, down to the earth with our emotional problems or feelings, and into the air with the things we're feeling angry about, things worrying about the future, then we'll take those into the air. So she also mentioned about the photograph, putting the hand to the photograph and the other one goes either to the earth, the right hand to the photograph, and the left one will go into the air. So we'll use the photograph. You'll use this photograph. We're seeing it over there. So let's try and balance ourselves. Have a little bit of a meditation.
Okay, sounds good.
So just take our attention inside. We'll just close our eyes for a moment, focus on our breathing just to take ourselves inside and see what we're feeling. So just allowing your eyes to be closed, focusing on your breathing for the moment. Just letting it slow down, actually. So just for your own exercise, obviously it's difficult for you to give us the feedback, but just holding the two hands a little bit above your lap, and your attention is simultaneously on the top of your head and then also focusing on your hands. Just try to see if you can feel something, any of the fingers, the whole hand, if one's feeling something, one's not feeling anything. Could be one feels heavier and is pulling itself down to your lap, where the other one is just staying there. So for that, anything we're feeling on our left hand, we'll bring those two hands back down on our lap. So for those left-sided feelings we've got, let's take the right hand down towards the earth. Still your eyes are closed. The left hand is open on your lap. So the left hand is the one you're trying to absorb the vibrations and the energy from the photograph, from the environment of vibrations amongst us. And so we can direct our attention a bit by saying inside ourselves to the Mother Energy, to the Divine Mother, please absorb through your element of the Mother Earth any imbalance, any emotions, stresses on my left side. So you're just allowing any left side emotions, pressure, to be sucked out into the earth. So you're not consciously doing anything, just allowing your own Kundalini to do that work together with Mother Nature and that divine energy of love that just wants to look after us and evolve us. She really, really just wants us to become our better selves. So if you find with your eyes closed that there are thoughts coming into your brain, you can open your eyes and again look towards the photograph. That's also fine. It's easy to keep them shut without too much thinking. That's also fine. Let's now try to clear our other side of our nature, our active side. So we'll bring the both hands back on our lap and we'll bend the left one, fingers pointing towards the ceiling. So we can look towards the photograph just to avoid any excessive thinking. And we're just asking, Mother, please absorb any overactivity, any negativity in my right side that's bothering me, holding back my progress. Please absorb into your air element. And then just allow the Kundalini and Mother Nature to do their magic. Again, focusing on the top of your head and the thought and the breath, not the thoughts. Not this thought, if there is a thought. So the right hand is absorbing those lovely soothing vibrations from the photograph and from all of the yogis and their lovely vibrations. Now we will bring both hands back down again, and let's with our right hand just raise up that energy through the central channel, the channel of the present moment, our evolutionary channel, where we're evolving to a more spiritual person. And then when your attention is up at the Sahasrara, just hold your hand a little bit above your head and then allow your eyes to close, because we're going above the brain. Keeping your attention there, then you again bring both hands on your lap, your eyes are closed. I will play us some a raga and use that to take your attention back up to the top of your head each time it slips. And as of course the watching the breathing, slowing it down. Reluctantly, I had to stop the music. Let's just finish off our meditation by raising our Kundalini with our hands and putting on a bandhan, which a lot of you will have already done before, but if it's your first time here with us today, we'll show you. Together we'll do that. So we're raising our left hand. This is how you go into meditation and finish meditation. So you can do the affirmations, or you can do this short form, which is raising your Kundalini with your left hand, attention on the left hand, 1 knot. We do 3 times raising the Kundalini, once for each channel. Left, right, 2 knots for the second one, and the third, our central channel, 3 knots. And then we are going to protect our subtle system with 7 over and back bandhans, which is our hand going over our entire body and back for our first chakra, the Muladhara, second one, our Swadhisthana, third, Nabi, the fourth, the heart, the fifth, the Vishuddhi, the Agya, and then the Sahasrara. So purpose-made event, but that is our everyday way we can get into meditation, a short version. And of course, it never hurts to go through those affirmations next time we meet as well. We do post everyday meditations in the WhatsApp group if you wish to join that. Most of you may already be in that WhatsApp group, but I'll put on a slide in a minute in case you're not. You can see that. What else did we want to mention? I was
going to say, good to join the group, because sometimes you may just have some questions, something you didn't understand, or you'd like Lynn to repeat again, or a talk you'd like to watch again. So it's very handy. We don't bombard you too much information, but it's a good way to be in contact too. So if you wish to join, I'd suggest you try and do that.
And we will give you access to be able to post questions. So I'll put a little note there each time that at a particular time you'll be able to post questions there. So we do love a good question. So if you can think of one, we'll make a note on the group when that is. So we still got a bit of time. I will put on, I've got some nice slides of Shri Mataji's photographs, which have so many vibrations, which is nice, with some music. And now I've completely forgotten what music it is, but I will put that on. If anyone has any questions, I know mostly we don't have questions, but in case you do, feel free. I am right now going to put the chat on for our Zoom people. Thank you very much for joining us on Zoom. You may utilise that chat function right now.
And try and do a little bit of meditation as we went through just now with Lynn. Try and do that a little bit in the morning and in the evening. So that's how you strengthen your chakras, and you allow your Kundalini to also nourish you and heal you. So that's really important to do that little bit of meditation every day. That's the homework.
Okay, now you are able to chat, I believe. So you feel free. In the meantime, I am going to play now that lovely slide show. Hang on, after the slide of contacts. Let me share that. I think, yeah, got it here somewhere. Yeah, here. So my slideshow, I had a little malfunction with it a moment ago. So play from start. Stop sharing. Sorry about that. I keep doing that malfunction. Okay, I will get the correct one now. Right, it's coming. There it is. So that's, there Is it?
That's
Okay.
the contact details for Lynn.
WhatsApp is called Learn to Meditate. Meditate. And that, of course, is on the website. You can just click on a link to join that. Not a problem. I'm going to stop sharing that now because see everyone's not there. On our Zoom, people are there, but YouTube people, feel free to take note of that number. I will now say goodbye to everyone and put on, just for 5 or so minutes, if you want to meditate to this lovely slideshow, please do.
So thank you for joining today, and we hope to see you again next Monday.
I have things hiding in a good place. There it is. All right, it's coming. It's coming, I promise. Just got to find out. There we are. Took a while, but I got there. Thanks, everyone. And we'll say goodnight. Hope you enjoyed that little slideshow. And thanks for rejoining us, Diana. Good night.
Thanks, Diana. See you again next week. Bye.